Hey, what's going on? Donkey Kong and Spawn and Grey Poupon. In today's video, we're going to talk about this dude and get it on. And this is New Age's Keaton. Yes, like Michael Keaton, the best Batman, arguably. But yeah, this is obviously their take on a third-party mini masterpiece Hoist. And you can see he's squared and paired up over here with Trailbreaker. And oh my goodness, they couldn't be any more different. I mean, historically, they've always been kind of tied at the hip of being like mold mates and stuff like that. They are not. They are completely different. Because they're alt mode, yes, surface level wise, it looks like they may share some engineering. I can assure you they do not. So in the next video, when we talk about this cat, you're going to see how different he is from him. I mean, historically, like I said, these cats over here, Earthrise, G1, they've always shared that same kind of framework, but not a lot of going on there, brada. And if you're wondering why I have the Blonkies guys over here, I did want to show you some size comparisons really quick before I move all these other cats off the screen. This is Shockwave from the latest Galaxy line. And yeah, he's just maybe like a head shy. And I don't know if people are really mixing and matching Blonkies with their, because these are non-transforming model kits, with their Legends class or something, but at least you get kind of like a visual scale in terms of how small and tiny these are, but how crazy they are with the details at the same time, right? And when I show you the transformation, you're going to be really able to appreciate the sophistication and simplicity that went into this. And so kudos to the engineers for kind of figuring all of that out. And here we have Blonky's Wheels Optimus Prime to be specific, because I want to show you once he transforms how similar he is to scale to this. And these guys typically are Hot Wheels scales. They can use all of the Hot Wheels tracks and things like that. And so I don't know. He occupies a very, very interesting space. Scale wise, I know they don't necessarily try to make them all like Hot Wheels size, but it's more of like the G1 size, the Sunbow chart, and how they kind of compare to the other New Age toys. But anyway, let me move these other let me move these other cats off the screen and we can talk about them in earnest, okay? All right, so let's talk about them in greater detail. Here's the box. Beautifully, beautifully done. Nice and articulated and stuff like that. It says record type because there's actually another version of him in kind of like this metallic chrome. And you can see over here looking very, very campily beautiful G1. And on the back, you can see the artwork over here where he's actually towing Sunstreaker, and that's really, really cool. One thing that I'm going to talk about later is this bit. I don't like that hollow piece. I don't know why they couldn't reconcile that a little bit better, but yeah, I would say that's one of the downsides regarding the figure. There are very, very few. With respect to accessories, he does come with Autobot X's face to build the figure, some open palms, and I believe what is an accessory for the car, and also the hose hand. And but I'm not really going to mess with them right now. I just want to talk about the character a little bit more, and he has a little bit of dust on him. He's gorgeous, man. Look at that head sculpt, and I love the fact that he has this little, I don't know what you call this, radar dish, missile dish or something. Even like the newer Sunstreaker, or excuse me, the new Hoists, they have this as a part of his backpack. But if I recall correctly, since the days of G1, this was actually something that you plugged into the head, and so I'm happy that they're still able to preserve that. Another area that might be a bit of a blemish, I would say, is that his shoulders, he can't lift them all the way up like this. There's some impediment over here just in terms of how the shoulders work and transform. As you can see that there's like this double hinge, but you can't get further up than that. And so that's about the most you're going to get out of it. Still, not the worst thing in the world, because, you know, that's pretty expressive. And you get some like bicep swivel and stuff, and double elbow bend, which is deep. And it's pretty nice. The shoulder pauldrons will spin as well, but those are really more for transformation than anything. And these things too will kind of move around if you want to put them in like angles and stuff. So that's pretty cool, man. He's a lot of fun to mess with. And one of the things that I really like about New Age is that when they use yellow, they use copious coats of it, but on top of like a pronounced primer, in that you can see stuff like this kind of whitish kind of gray thing stands out above the green, and the yellow stands above the black. That's really hard to do without proper painting and a proper technique and stuff. And so kudos to them for getting that done. But he's just really, really, really gorgeous, dude. I had so much fun playing with him and messing around for the short. And he's really quite expressive. But the thing that I love most is the expressiveness of his transformation. And when I mean expressiveness is like the artistry that went into it. It's like simple, but it's complex. The first time you might do it, you might stumble a couple of times. You're like, oh, what's going on over here? But the subsequent times, you're like, wow, this is masterful. They're able to achieve so much with so little. And I really, really dig it. Some folks may not be huge fans of how the legs are done because when he opens them up, he does have the biggest of thigh gaps, if you will. Like there isn't a ball joint. You see what I mean? Like he can do the splits, but it comes at the expense of a hinge mechanism and not a ball joint mechanism. But nonetheless, the full Van Damme we got it going on over here. And then the way the legs move forward is that they bend here. Again, if you're going to get him to sit down, I think he looks good. It doesn't look awkward, but it's just typically not how robot hips are done. You know what I mean? But I'm fine with that. It's different, but it still looks good. Gets him into all the nice poses that I think we wanted to get him into, and I think it's great. He doesn't have much of a double knee. That's about the most that you're going to get, but I think that's fine. And like I said, dude, mini masterpiece. I think that is the perfect title for these guys, and I'm just really, really thrilled. As part of Mini Masterpiece, yes, you do get a lot of quality, paint, engineering, all of that, but it is also expensive. 51 bucks for this thing, you know what I mean? Whereas a core class is 10. Magic Square stuff comes in about maybe 20 or 30, and generally they're not going to cost $51, but this is a bit of a luxury and premium toy. And so if you're in the Legends collecting space, I don't know, man. I don't think anyone does it better than New Age. Anyway, enough anyways and anyone's and any who to do. Let me show you the transformation and so we can kind of like glaze over them together, okay? How does that sound? Kabop. Oh, and before we get on with the transformation, I did want to show you how it pairs up with the Blockies wheels. That's not too bad. I mean, if you look at the tires, this dude is a little bit bigger, but at the same time, not horrible. Not horrible, not horrible. So as you can see, this dude is going to be slightly bigger than a Hot Wheels scale, but that's not the worst thing in the world to have them paired up like that. And we can see how he looks with one of the Runna guys, whether it be Runamuck or Runabout. I can't ever remember their names. Not horrible. Not horrible at all, in my opinion, right? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And then we have him with Roadbuster, I think. Yeah? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, right? Anyway. We'll get these guys moved off to the side over here. They have their own video coming out. We have Blockies C03, the third of their Blockies wheel series coming up in a video soon. But let's talk about this dude. So this is the back part, the hitch, where you can have other Autobot vehicles, and you have a little wheel over here that moves and stuff. Very, very cool. And oh, let me show you that one bit over here. Yeah, that part. I wish there was some type of extraneous cover that I could use to just kind of plug in there, man. I feel like something's missing. I feel like it's broken almost. It's not. That's just how it is. And it's a rare miss for New Age. But anyway, so we're going to start with this bit over here. And if you're wondering why I converted him into the car, well, that's how he arrives in the packaging. And so in the event people are watching this for a transformation tutorial, which I highly doubt, they can kind of go step by step along with this. And so you're going to pull this out, and you're going to use this to dislodge the back of the vehicle like this, and then we'll just kind of leave that here for now. And then from here, we're just going to move these out of the way. You are eventually going to flip them up, but you're trying to get clearance right now. And from there, we're going to flip the head out like so and close this back up. And then, yeah, you can have these like this because that's how they're going to sit later on. And from here, you're going to pull this out. Oh, I forgot. You can compress this at this point. You can push that all down. Oops. Push that down in the back, and you can push it up like so. Easy peasy, right? And then you can see all of this thing starting to move because this was holding everything in place. And so you lift this up, and then you can start bringing this down, and that will kind of like, there's a soft click. I don't know if you could hear that, but it clicked into place over here. And then this is kind of typical of what we see, right? But the way they do the transformation is so smart. Sometimes when you see people like Fans Toys or like X-Transbot, it's a bit convoluted, and I think it's because their engineers just aren't as skilled. I mean, they're better than me, but the way these guys do it is so simple and elegant. So we untab this, we spin this, and then we fold this down to give clearance over here. And then we can bring the wheel back. Then we can fold this back down, and there's a little notch right there that you can use your nail to bring up the toe. How simple and sweet and beautiful and effective was that, right? One more time, we spin, we bring up to get clearance, we fold that back, we fold this back, and then we use that tiny notch over here to coax the toe out. And yeah, and you can see, like I was talking about the paint earlier, this white paint on top of the green, they got it to stand out really, really well, paired up, color paired perfectly, you know? So really, really kind of digging that. And so that's really about it. And he does have an ankle tilt over here. So telling you, dude, mini masterpiece. And we're almost done at this point, which is crazy, right? And so from here, we're just going to fish out the arms. And what's nuts is the shoulder pauldrons are spun in a way so that it's slanted, so that it will fit perfectly behind this little windshield over here. Um, as I say that, I can't get it done. But yeah, so that it'll perfectly slot in behind that windshield, which is just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I know I'm super glazing. Dude, I love that word glazing, right? I mean, for me, it's just, I don't know, it's appreciation. Like whether it be people in my work, family, friend life, or whatever, dude. Like when I appreciate people and I think something good is being done, I can't stop talking about it. So we did all that. We got the arms out, and from here, dude, it's just a matter of folding this all down, and that's going to tap into that section right there like that. And then you can just bring the arms forward. And then from there, we're just going to spin that shoulder pauldron 180 degrees. Resituate the head, then pull out that little radar dish thingy. And bablamski. So good. So good. Yeah, totally in love with this figure. It's been one of my favorite things to transform as of late. I mean, the what is it? The Dreamstar Toys Constructicon, those were a lot of steps, man. But something like this, short, sweet, fun, enjoyable, easy to memorize, yeah, man, it gives me time to breathe and appreciate sometimes the simpler and smaller things in life. And my friend, that is epitomized by New Age's Hoist, aka Keaton. Beautifully done, isn't he? Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the time that you have spent in listening to me yimmer and yammer. I appreciate you being here, and if you watch this content regularly, this channel regularly, you notice that I haven't been putting up a lot of videos as I normally do. Like I used to be on Wildfire, you know, before I got to 100K, but lots of things in life and work have been just kind of absorbing my time, and so I apologize if that has impacted your viewing enjoyment, but I hope you understand. Anyway, talk to you soon, my goons. Bye-bye.